Update 4 on Cyclone Phailin, which is currently making landfall along the eastern coast of India right now with wind speeds of 140 miles per hour and a pressure of 933 millibars. That makes it a Category 4 hurricane or cyclone on the Saffir-Simpson hurricane scale. Its current position as of 12 PM UTC was 18.7 degrees north, 85.3 degrees east, and the storm's moving towards the northwest and is likely to weaken as it moves inland, eventually dissipating in around 36 hours, quite far inland in India. So obviously we'll be seeing sustained winds, possibly of 140 miles per hour or greater. We'll certainly be seeing wind gusts of that intensity, possibly high-end Cat 4 intensity, maybe even borderline Category 5 intensity wind gusts over the next few hours along the coast of Andhra Pradesh and Odisha in India. And obviously we'll also see some heavy rain as well, as we'll see on the satellite imagery very shortly. The sea surface temperatures around the storm at the moment is around 29 to 30 degrees Celsius. That become increasingly irrelevant as time goes on, as the storm gets disrupted by land interaction, but just for the observation's sake there, sea surface temperatures, the CMC model then takes the storm inland and curves what's left of it towards the east a little bit, possibly moving back out over the sea near Bangladesh, but there probably won't be anything left of it at that time. And you can see over in the Pacific as well, Typhoon Nari is not likely to move over into the Indian Ocean either. The GFS model pretty much has a rather similar scenario, having the storm moving inland towards a probably north-northwesterly route eventually, and then eventually dissipating not too far from the border with Nepal. So that's the current situation there. The latest satellite imagery, you can see the eye moving towards land in the last few frames there, possibly a landfall occurring. Certainly in the next few frames, or when they appear, we'll be having a landfall on our hands, a Category 4 landfall, so a very intense storm in that landfall region. We'll probably be seeing a sustained winds of Category 4 intensity, heavy rain, and indeed strong wind gusts as well. There could even be a significant storm surge accompanied with that storm as well as it moves inland over India in the next few hours. You can see on that model there, on that red area, is some fairly intense rain showers, especially towards that brighter area towards the centre. The central core will probably be seeing some extremely heavy rains which could cause flooding, perhaps widespread in some areas along the coastline there. So looking at the world tropics right now, this is the current situation. Invest 94E in the Eastern Pacific, 50% chance of development on that one. Same too for Invest 98L in the Atlantic. We also have, well, of course we have Phailin there making landfall, and in the Western Pacific, two typhoons, Nari and Wifa, currently located on either side of the Philippines right now. As far as the Indian Ocean is concerned, that's Phailin there. You can see it making landfall in India right now. Nothing else looking like it's going to develop in the Indian Ocean, at least not at the moment. And you can see over the far right side of that image, Typhoon Nari in the South China Sea. So in 2013, we've so far had two tropical storms, one of which becoming a cyclone of 74 miles per hour or greater, and one of which, that's Phailin of course, becoming a Category 3 equivalent cyclone in the Indian Ocean. That's the joint least busiest season on record so far, but there is still quite a little way to go before the end of the year. Joint bottom with 1990 in 25th position, but I think we might see another storm or two, or maybe even the third, before the end of the year. You can track this storm at the website force13.com/stormtracking.html as it moves inland, and indeed any other storms out there in the world where you have the overview map. That's the main page for it. We are presented with all the storms out there, including invests and post-tropical cyclones, with tables at the top and bottom showing the intensities and indeed any warnings that are currently in effect. You can also find us elsewhere on the web at Facebook and Twitter. To search Force 13 on either of those mediums, you should find us fairly easily enough. And as always, please do show your support and stay up to date by doing the usual means of engagement, liking, subscribing, commenting, favouriting, following, or indeed anything else you can think of. If you have any questions or comments regarding this storm, or indeed any other storms out there, any storm-based questions or anything like that, just put in a comment below this video or by private message if you so wish. The next update, well, there probably won't be another update on this storm as it's moving inland, but stay up to date on the website as the storm moves ashore and moves inland. There'll probably be one or two more updates before the storm dissipates. It's quite an intense storm, probably the strongest landfall in India in a good few years, probably more than a decade as a matter of fact, so it's certainly a serious situation, and I sincerely hope all of you stay safe out there.